in January the 22nd, I guess the Lord had me in the right place, the right time, with the right commitment. I was president of the Selma City Teachers Association. And then we had agreed that, and I persuaded teachers for the first time to engage in a teachers' march. And so we agreed, after they signed their names to a petition, that we were going to march as a teacher group. And so on January 22nd, we met at Clark Elementary School here, which was the school where I attended the first grade through the sixth grade. We met upstairs, and we marched double file. My partner was my 10th, 11th, and 12th grade science teacher. His name was Mr. A.J. Durgan. He was the incoming president of the Selma City Teachers Association. And we led that march, teachers, for the first time in the United States, coming down the steps of Clark Elementary School, down Lawn Street, down to Alabama Avenue, down to the courthouse. Teachers, for the first time. Getting down to the county courthouse, that was standing next to the steps, the superintendent of education, the chairman of the board of education, to persuade me, because I was a teacher, to take the teachers back to the school, because we had made a point, and that no longer should we try to pursue that right from that particular point. And I told them we had a right to be at the county courthouse. It was our courthouse. We were not backing down from our right to be there. And I asked the superintendent and the chairman of the board, who signed my check, to step aside. We went up those steps. Jim Clark had his deputies across the door, and he indicated that we were trying to make a mockery out of his courthouse. And we indicated to him that that was our courthouse also. He gave us 1 minute to move off of those steps. At the expiration of that minute, he took the billy club and jabbed us down the steps on the sidewalk. And my partner, Mr. A.J. Durgan, who, as I said, was my teacher, he was not quite used to that stuff like I was. And he asked me on the ground, he said, "What shall we do?" I said, "We are going back." He said, Yeah. And so we went back the second time. We jabbed down the steps after a minute, and he asked me the same question. I gave him the same answer, and he gave me the same response. The third time we went, I really was trying to get all the teachers arrested because teachers were not aware of the tremendous influence. They were the largest black professional group here in Dallas County. And so after going back the third time, he said, "If you don't go up these steps," Jim Clark said, "we're going to arrest you." I said to myself, exactly what I want you to do. And so at about 45 seconds before that minute expired, someone on the inside of the courthouse came and pulled him on the inside of the courthouse door and said, I didn't go in there with him, but I can imagine what they told him. For goodness sake, don't arrest those teachers.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome to the Lineage Podcast. That was the voice of the Reverend Dr. Frederick D. Reese. On January 22nd, 1965, he led 105 teachers down to the courthouse to register to vote. That is the scene that he was describing there. Welcome, everybody. We appreciate y'all being here on this last Thursday of the year.
But hey, that year went by fast, man.
Yeah, it went by
Boy,
fast, man.
2022 is like we just said Happy New Year.
Right, right.
Crazy, man, how time flies.
Right, man. So it's been a great year. I know we, as a nation and as a community, we had some hiccups, but we've had some triumphant victories. So we thank God for that. We really do. So this show is about finish and begin strong. What are we leaving behind in this year and taking with us next year? So what are some things that you want to continue on from this year into next year? What are some things that you may want to change? things you want to switch up going into 2023.
Yeah, share it off.
Go ahead, bro.
No, I said share it off you.
Oh yeah, share it off you. If you do not have the book, y'all already know what time it is. Please get the book, Selma Self-Sacrifice. It is on Amazon every week. I'm going to announce that. You already know what time it is. If you have not booked the tour, FD Reese Historical Tour, please, you want to do that, go to www.fdreesefoundation.org. There you will see the information. The first screen that pops up is book a tour. So you click that and you book one. We're going year round next year with the tour. So we hoping it'll be better than this year. This year has been great for us for tours. And we hope bigger, better things next year. Appreciate everybody that was on the Zoom call Tuesday for the Missing Voting Rights Project.
Right.
Every Tuesday we are on there. You do not want to miss it.
And man, we got some commitments too behind on them Zooms, man.
Yeah,
People been committing to donate to the foundation monthly.
That's
we got the individuals who committed, man. Now we got to get some of these businesses and business owners. But I must say I'm proud of the people that's standing up saying, you know what, we're gonna commit some of my monetary assets to this great cause for FD Reese. I got to salute you for that. Appreciate it.
Man, exactly. And speaking of the foundation, we are teaming up with Double Good. We will start talking about that next show. Teaming up with Double Good, we're doing a fundraiser. The proceeds are going to the foundation. Half of the proceeds going to Double Good. If y'all know what Double Good is, that popcorn is delicious.
Yeah, and we got Mr. Voting Rights coming. We can talk about it now.
Oh, yeah, we can talk about that now.
Yeah, man, new year, man. We got a mascot coming called Mr. Voting Rights.
Yes,
he's coming to a school near you. I must say that. We just gonna switch. 2023 gonna be a great year for FD Reese, man, because we're gonna start out strong. Right. And we got FD Reese Day. We're gonna put the information out for that too, man. So hey, look out. And another thing, man, we got the 50th show celebration. We're gonna do that at the spot out here in Decatur, Georgia. We're gonna invite the people that's been on the show, all our family and friends, man, to come celebrate our 50th show. That's a milestone, man. So we got some things coming up, bro.
Right, and I'm glad y'all came up with that, and that'll be a way you can network, and there's certain people that's been on the show that you may have said, man, I want to jump into that, to get into that, or support this, and that'll be a time for us to fellowship, and you can go ahead and get contacts together. That's what it's all about. So we got a lot of things coming up next year, but I'm really excited about Mr. Voting Rights. Me and bro been holding this for a few months.
Yeah,
we want to wait, kind of make sure we got everything squared away with him getting started to get created. And so he's being created as we speak, and we hoping at least by February we'll have him. February, March we'll have him, so the kids can take pictures with Mr. Voting. But we'll bring that all that up coming along. But y'all know what time it is. Before we get started into the meat of the show, we got to get our health right, and who better than the first nurse, Miss Kimberly Reese. So she'll be coming on in a minute and telling us how to keep our health and get awareness on everything that's going on in the nation with your health. So go ahead.
I must say, not to toot my own horn, but Miss First Nurse Kimberly Reese has been coming on here doing a great job. Yeah, doing what I told her to do. She gonna be in my ear later, but I got a joke, man. But I must say, I'm proud of my wife, man. She been coming on here. We asked her to do it. Man, she put her best foot forward, bro. And I commend people who put their best foot forward when they're asked to do something, man. And she hasn't missed a show. And when she really does her homework during the week, preparing herself, man. I must say I'm proud of her and I love her for that, man. I appreciate it.
Facts. You already know, sister-in-law, she holding it down. That's her lane. She passionate about it. So
that's right.
She can knock it out the park. So we will be back. And the next voice you will hear will be First Nurse Kimberly Reese. So y'all don't go nowhere. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Welcome back to the lineage. Y'all know what time it is. First Nurse Kimberly Reese, ready. I see you.
What's up, MJ?
What's going on? So what you got for us this week, Kim?
Right. So hello everyone. Glad to be here this thankful Thursday. It's the last Thursday of the year. So as we end December, I'm going to go ahead and talk about HIV/AIDS because on the 1st of December, it was known to be World AIDS Day awareness. So that's why I decided to talk about HIV/AIDS today. Again, on the 1st of December, it was World AIDS Day. So I just felt like before the end of the month, I might as well talk about AIDS, HIV. So I'm going to start by giving a few facts about AIDS, HIV. HIV stands for Human Immunodeficiency Virus. As you see, HIV is the virus that causes AIDS. HIV is known to damage the immune system by destroying the cells within the immune system called CD4 cells or T cells. I have a picture here that shows that. You see the HIV and then you see the CD4 cells. It invades the CD4 cells. In a healthy person's body, the T cell count is usually between 500 to 1200. But when you get HIV/AIDS, well, when you are officially diagnosed with AIDS, your TC cell count, your T cells goes down to 200. It's below 200. So that's what's considered you to have AIDS when your T cells or CD4 cells drop below 200. And as you see on the next slide, AIDS stands for acquired immunodeficiency syndromes. It's the final stage of HIV. AIDS is diagnosed again, as I mentioned before, when a person with HIV has CD4 count less than 200, and that's defining the AIDS virus. Once HIV occurs in the body, it stays for a lifetime. Although there is no cure for HIV, there is medicine available to help you stay healthy and live longer. As you see here, it's called Truvada. It's a type of medication that helps you with maintaining your HIV, your C count, your T cell count. It prevents. It's also a medicine that prevents the HIV from spreading. I'm sorry, I missaid that. The Truvada actually it's a pre-medication. If you take it before, it prevents you from contracting the HIV virus. So that's a good medication to take that prevents you from spreading the virus. It involves taking 2 pills 2 to 24 hours before possible sexual exposure to HIV, and then continuing to take 1 pill each day until 2 days after the last exposure. If taken before, again, as I mentioned, it prevents you from getting HIV. The next I have the stages of HIV. You have stage 1, that's the acute stage. You have stage 2, that's the chronic, and then stage 3. Doctors formally referred to this stage as the AIDS. That's when again your CD4 count drops below 200. So now we're going to ask, how is the virus actually spread? It's spread through vaginal or anal sex, sharing needles or syringes from drug use, rectal fluids, breast milk, and as I mentioned before, sexual encounters with semen and vaginal sex. Also, it's spread through if you're getting a cut or exposure and it gets inside your skin and it breaks through your skin. That's the way it spreads through as well. Now I want to talk about the myths of about HIV and AIDS. Well, we're going to talk about the symptoms next.
Symptoms, okay.
Symptoms, yeah. You have night sweats, sore throat, fever, mouth ulcers, swollen lymph nodes, chills, skin rashes, and just feeling fatigued in general, and also muscle aches. Next, I'm going to talk about how the virus actually spread. Again, it's through drug use, sexual encounters. And then we're going to talk about the myths of AIDS, HIV. There are many myths. You cannot get HIV or AIDS through saliva. A lot of people think that through kissing you can get HIV or AIDS, but you can't. As long as you don't have any cuts or open sores in your mouth, you cannot get it that way. You cannot get it through sweat or sweating. You cannot get the HIV or AIDS through hugging someone. You cannot get it through holding hands or coughing or sneezing. And also, you cannot get it through using the bathroom after someone, such as sitting on the toilet. That's a myth. So I just want to talk about the myths of it. So it will stop people from being fearful of certain things. You'll know how you can't get it or how not you can't. Either way, you'll know the facts and myths. It'll be more clear. So what next? Now you want to know, getting tested is the number one thing that everyone should know. It's a good way to prevent the spread of AIDS, HIV. They have self-test kits. Also, you can go in person at clinics. You can get tested. It's recommended that the ages between 13 to 64 years old, you should get tested at least once throughout your healthcare routine. If you're a higher risk, you should get tested more often, at least annually, once a year. So that's very important to get tested to know your status. The CDC recommends that everyone, even if you just got exposed, get tested again. So whenever you feel like your behavior has changed or you're feeling symptoms, you can also get tested more quicker than once a year. A recent study showed that there is a potential side effect of COVID on HIV testing. During the pandemic, less people got tested, which means that many people don't know their status, and it could possibly be a more spread and increase throughout the community of AIDS. So I felt like that was something to be aware about. Also, MSM stands for males who have sex with men. It makes up an estimate 2% of the U.S. population, but accounted for 66% of new annual HIV infections in 2017. As of 2019, 56% of people living with HIV in the United States contracted it through male-to-male sexual transmission. As in 2018, 1 in 6 million male to male living with HIV was unaware of their status. An analyst of HIV diagnosis between 2010 and 2016 found that new infections among male on male sexual contacts in U.S. Remained stable, but they increased to 65% amongst young Black American males. So I just felt like within the Black community, these are statistics we need to be aware of. Also, on the next slide, you actually see these statistics in black and white. You see the slide again. Total MSM stands for male contact. And then again, this is from CDC statistics. You see that's the most group of people who've been contracting HIV/AIDS. Then you have Black American. That's the second. Then you have Hispanic, Latino American, and then you have a White American. Then others. So I felt like that was something that we all should be aware of as well. Also on the next slide is more statistics. In 2019, there were approximately 1.2 million people living with HIV in the U.S. In 2019, there were 34,800 new infections in the U.S., which represented about an 8% decrease since 2015. In 2019, an estimated 1 in 8 people living with HIV in the U.S. did not even know it. So again, that's something very important that we need to take heed to. A lot of people don't even know they are infected with HIV and AIDS. And again, we just came out the pandemic. A lot of attention went to the COVID, and they kind of took our attention away from getting tested with HIV/AIDS. So let's be aware of HIV/AIDS and getting tested. In conclusion, I thought this was an interesting fact. When you think of nursing home, you usually don't think about STDs. But I found this little fact. Unfortunately, STDs in nursing homes are becoming a significant problem. More and more elderly adults are sexually active. So when you think about nursing homes, you don't think about STDs spreading, but it actually is, because I guess when you think of protection from sexual encounters, you're trying to prevent from having kids and other things. But as an older adult, you're not thinking that way. So STDs are a high problem in nursing homes. I thought that was an interesting fact to leave you guys with. So in conclusion, just get tested and know your status. That's it.
There you go. We appreciate First Nurse Kimberly Reese bringing us the awareness once again on the HIV awareness for this month of December. Y'all, please take heed to that. If you have to go get tested, you see the two different ways you can get tested. And if you have symptoms, please get in there and get tested, especially as you can see it's affecting our community. And I see it's affecting our Black men, man. We really need to get on top of that and make sure we stay straight with that. So once again, we appreciate First Nurse Kimberly Reese with the health segment. And we'll be back. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back.
Bye-bye.
And I persuaded teachers for the first time to engage in a teachers' march. And so we agreed that we were going to march.
First of all, serving notice on our nation. It's Dr. Frederick Douglass Reese. We march. We march. We march.
He said, what shall we do? I said, we are going back. He said, yeah.
Welcome back.
Once again, First Nurse Kimberly did a great job in doing what I told her to do. But what I would say, boy, them old folks in the nursing home be getting busy, don't
Let's see.
Hey, they going the ones that's walking going to room around there.
They going room to room.
Good Lord.
They latter years, they trying to end them on the
they're trying to get it in.
Right. But yeah, hey, man, she be bringing the facts, man. Every week I learn something new. You know, some of the topics she come up with, I know look on the surface thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a shocker there. That was a shocker.
Mm-hmm.
So this go ahead, bro.
No, I ain't saying nothing.
This show is called Finish and Begin Strong. What are we leaving behind in this year and taking with us next year? Personally, work ethic for this year, for 2020, for 2022, is what I'm definitely gonna take into next year.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can attest to it. That I want to say we really went hard in 2022, and it opened a few different perspectives for us and a few different lanes for us that I'm definitely gonna carry in 2023. She said older people are really sexually active. I know, right?
Yeah.
And what? I wasn't aware of the nursing home. I know. But yeah, man, what are some of the things you wanna let's say, like you said, shed off of this year and maybe taking and some things.
I'm gonna shed some weight. I already started that process now. I'm hitting the gym more. Got a personal trainer, Jay, man. He really pushes on Kim and I, man. I must say he's a good trainer. Not only, he pushes us in the gym, he hold us accountable with our eating, even though sometimes we mess up. Because, me and my wife are friends, man. Like last night we was at the spot together, we like to go, we always come together and what's the right word? We agree on when it's time to eat. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So we have to, you got to work that stuff off, man. And we've been doing a good job. That's one of the things I want to concentrate on, man, to get my weight down. I feel like how can we as a people, and per se me and you, talk about going around sharing this great news about FD, some things that they don't know about FD, and the body is not able to handle the journey. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
You know,
Right.
so we have to be, we have to be fit, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's one thing. You have to be fit. You know, you can't be around here with sleep apnea and can't hardly breathe and sweating
Right.
and doing all that stuff, talking about I'm finna travel the world with this
Exactly.
message. Man, please, your body gonna be like, travel where? To the
Well,
doctor,
well.
to the hospital. You know what I'm saying? You know, so that's one of the things. Another thing, man, I'm just gonna continue to share truth. You know, this year, I must say, we talked a lot of junk. You know, now when I say junk, what I mean is, you know, we put some smoke out there about
Mhm.
Granddad, and we said it in a bold way. And
Right.
I've heard things through what old folks used to say, through the grapevine. You
Mhm.
know, some people don't like, you
Right.
know, some of the things we say
Mhm.
and the way we say it. Well, my answer, my response to that is, people been lying all these years. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? People been sharing their own stories. They've been saying they invited Dr. King. They saying they did this and did that and all this
Mhm.
stuff with no proof, but off their word. You know, I must say my granddaddy was kind of silent. He really didn't talk about what he did, you know, because he wasn't that type
Right.
of person about the cause, the results.
Right.
But what we've come out and done and saying it boldly, you know, it kind of, ruffles some feathers. But I've
Right.
learned I don't care how your feathers feel. I don't care how they ruffle. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Because truth is the truth. You know what I'm saying? You got a problem with me telling you the truth.
Right.
And guess what? I could smile in your face because I'm telling the truth. How can you go against me? Only thing you mad about is that the truth is out. Well, the
Right.
judge is up and your time is up. You might as well
Right.
just get in line because we got receipts to prove what we're talking about. So I'm not gonna change that. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And I don't
Mhm.
care who was here. I don't care if Dr. King was here himself. I tell him, you know what FD Reese did. Here's the receipts.
Yeah.
And I'm
Fact.
not gonna blink an eye. You know what I'm
Fact.
saying? So that's
Not.
one of the things I
Yeah.
must say. I'm gonna take with me. I'm gonna share the weight, but I'm
Yeah.
gonna continue to take that with
Gonna
me.
take that with you. Yeah.
That's right. Got to.
I'm definitely taking that with me. I'm in the gym too. I haven't been this week. A lot of stuff going on, with my immediate family, and then Jada's birthday tomorrow, so we've been
That's right.
doing
That's right.
stuff for that, and we got to get together for. But
Yeah.
anyway, but yeah, I'm definitely my thoughts and feelings are parallel to what you're saying, because we kind of upped it this year. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
we started the journey in 2017, and we was kind of, you know, not treading lightly, but we was more on a kumbaya. This
Yeah.
Reese, and accept him into your door. Whatever. But one thing we do understand is, when you've been taught something for so long, it's a hard pill to swallow. So
Mm-hmm.
the peculiar part about what we are doing is, not only do we have to tell Granddaddy's story, but you also got to switch people's mentality at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
which
That's right.
sometimes is very difficult,
Mm-hmm.
because it's a gift and a curse with us, because a lot of people are going to think, oh, they just saying it because that's their grandfather.
That's right.
Um, so they're going to think, because we have a dog in the fight, that we're going to be biased.
Yeah.
So a lot of the times when we come in with facts, and we are saying that if it wasn't for this man, then Dr. King wouldn't have been there, John Lewis, Snick, and SCLC, and he got this started and that, and so they think that we are to be biased and kind of can embellish the truth. But just honest, we don't even tell everything.
Mm-hmm.
We don't. It's too
That's
much.
just true.
It's too
That's
much.
true. You don't, man. And my thing is this, and that's what any entrepreneur, anyone who has a vision, and you understand what mission to take within the vision. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Because it's different aspects of it's different ways that you can attack the vision,
Right.
and you have different missions. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
That projects the vision so people can see it. So my thing is, when we do that, man, it's different tactics that we have to use. And even someone with their business, you have to understand that, man. You sometimes you got to be bold, you know, because being what's the right word, when you being kind of, you know, when people just you being nice, when you being nice, that'll have you overlooked and underbooked, and people will take advantage of you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you have to take the 50 Cent role. People might not like 50 Cent, but look what he did on the way when Ja Rule now wouldn't listen to him, wouldn't pay attention to him. What did he do? Look what he did with Stars. You know, you might not like 50, but his controversial approach works. Sometimes you have to be controversial. You just got to come out there bold and say, look, man, this is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And I don't care if you like it or you dislike it, but you finna understand it. You know what I'm saying?
And
so
then with us, Penny Anderson, she said passive. You're right.
Yeah, that's right. When you're being passive, that's right. Appreciate it, Penny. Appreciate it.
Yeah, and what I'll say is, and to add on top of that, and I would give anyone advice. I know there's a few people in here that's starting their business. It's two things I want to say. One thing I would like to see other citizens in Selma that is attached to the civil rights legacy, that their family member, someone they know that has maybe been overshadowed, and their story needs to be told. I think some people, even grandsons or great grandkids and people our age, I want to see more people of our generation step up and talk about it.
That's right.
I want to see that. I honestly believe, I don't know if Perk's still on here. I think the story about Mayor Perkins, it needs to have next year. I would want to see that being in more of a national and being pushed as the first Black mayor of Selma, Alabama. So that's one thing. And the second thing I would say is, I know a lot of the times people look at result, the lack thereof, and that's what pushes them to continue to go. And when we in this season, it's bigger than us. So it's just like, bro, if we do the Zoom call and there's 3 people on there, we're gonna do it the same way. If we do the Zoom call and there's 300 on there, we're gonna do it the same way. And it's not that we're looking for the quick results. We understand that a lot of times when you get into certain things are for the sprint and certain things are for the marathon. We understand that trying to give you FD in the sprint sometimes not gonna work.
Not gonna work.
It's gonna take a marathon in a lot of the cases. So with us, it's because we are attached the bloodline to it. So it pushes us to go beyond when we don't see the results that we want or that most people think we should have. But at the same time, I want people to have that same mindset, and when they don't see the results in their business or what their career or what they're going, to keep pushing, because it's light at the end of the tunnel. So those are some things I would want to see start next year.
Well, there's a thing with us, man, when you talk about the Zoom and you talk about the marathon, one thing about our family, I would say that you can't underestimate our background in church, and our background would help building churches. You look at how Granddaddy built Ebenezer, how he was a leader. Not he didn't build it by himself, but how he oversaw it going from a small church to, you know, the congregation they have now. You look at Auntie Valerie with God and Light in the other churches that she's helped build all over this nation. You get what I'm saying? And help influence. Then you look at us in Atlanta when you go to Zoe. You know what I'm saying? And see, we understood that when service started at 11 o'clock, I don't care 2 people out there. It's time to start.
It's on.
Because you don't do things by because people are around. You do it because this is the vision.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You don't do it because if it's 2 people, we ain't gonna have church day, y'all, because only 2 people showed up. Or only one person showed up. No, if no one is there, the Holy Spirit is there.
That's right.
God himself is there. Exactly. So you keep on going forward. And I think that background right there helps us understand that look, it takes time to build something that's sustainable.
Right.
And that comes from the background of help building churches. You can
Fact.
say you can say what you want to say, but the Reeses have been a part of building some good churches around here.
Right.
You know
right.
what I'm saying?
That's,
So that background, I just had to put that out there. That
That's-
background, we apply it to the FD Reese train. We apply it to that. His legacy, everything that we've learned within church, within music, within creating, that comes from our background first, our family, and then it comes from the background of being in church all our life. And
That's
understanding
right,
that, man.
Mhm.
Understanding that. You can't get that from no school, bruh. You
Right.
can't get it. This is something you got to have some experience in and put it to work.
And to a testament back to Granddaddy, when I remember Granddaddy would start on time. He don't care how many people in the building.
That's right.
If you say it's starting at 11, it was starting at 10:45. It's starting
right.
at 10:45, man. He don't care who ain't showed up or whatever. And I think that resilience is what has helped us also. And knowing Granddaddy's story, because just of the mere fact, over his leadership, Dallas County Voters League grew from 100 to over 2,000 people. So you can't tell me that there wasn't meetings he scheduled, there wasn't things that he scheduled where it was 2 people in the beginning when he first became president of the Dallas County Voters League. It was 2 people in the meetings, and then it grew, and he was the same guy when it was 2 people. When it grew to 2,000, he was the same guy.
You know what he did? He started out with scripture, and they had prayer, and they started the meeting.
Yep.
That's just what it is. You have to, and we look at things like, I respect, and there's nothing against nobody, but I respect Nick Saban with Alabama. Trust the process.
Right.
He said something that I think about every day with our grandfather legacy. He teaches his kids, his athletes, do not look at the scoreboard. Trust the process, because looking at the scoreboard in your mind would tell you that the process is not working.
Right.
Sometimes.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Exactly. Looking at numbers, looking at donations, looking at how many books being sold, looking at history on the parable. If you look at it, sometimes you'll say, man, the process is not working. No. Trust the process. Stay in the game. Just keep working. Right. Just keep working. As long as you still got time, keep working, man. And when I heard Nick Saban say that, I said, wow, that even ministered to me. You know what I'm saying? Continue to trust the process. You got the vision. Look, and this mission right here, continue to attack. And just watch, man. Don't look at the scoreboard. Don't look at the numbers all the time. That'll fool.
And I think that discourages people. Sometimes when they're trying to do something, number one, that's never been done. Because think about it, bro. We're doing something that has never been done.
Yeah.
A couple of people that said us, y'all need to write y'all book. Y'all need to, make y'all own documentary to show y'all story and y'all path of discovering this and going on this journey. Yeah, we're going to get to that. Trust me, we're going to get to that.
Right.
But at the same time, we understand like it's bigger than us. So it's really not about us at the end of the day. We just part of the story.
That's right.
But the whole story is not about us. And I think people get discouraged, man, like you say, when they looking at the scoreboard. And when you look at the scoreboard, like you said, sometimes it'll deter your mind. Like, wait a minute, we supposed to be doing this. We supposed to be running this play the next 6 plays. But I think we need to change this because time running down is 4 quarters. But no, trust the process. So I think if people when next year comes, that's next week. If they had that in their mind, just the whole next year, don't look at the scoreboard. The process, and just try for a whole year, man.
Try for a whole year.
Yeah.
You know when the gyms make their most money? January, February, March.
Yep.
Everybody in the gym.
Yep.
Then what people don't understand about losing weight, sometimes you can work out hard, you might not lose any weight. And see, a lot of times they mess up, they get on the scale and they'll say, I ain't lost no weight, but man, look at them inches. You know what I'm saying? We are people of inches sometimes, not of people of weight. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is that continue to work hard, continue to go. You know what I'm saying? Don't give up. Don't throw the towel in, man. When Granddaddy used to say that to us, boy, it means so much. Trust the
Mhm.
process. Do not throw the towel in. Day is gonna break.
Mhm.
Just keep trusting and believing and knowing that what you're going through is gonna come out in your favor.
That's right,
But
man.
if you just because you see that storm you still in the storm and you tired of it, you throw the towel in. Well, what is to throw the towel in? You didn't gave up. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? You're gonna see
It's just like you said, a lot of people when they on that weight loss journey or that fitness journey, they look at the scale instead of the mirror. See,
that's right.
one thing I know about that scale can trick you sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
You get on that scale every morning and you getting discouraged because you felt like you ran 30 miles yesterday, and then you get on that scale, seem like you lost 0.2 pounds. And
Mm-hmm.
it'll discourage you. But what happens is that mirror, you don't notice it right off.
That's
See,
right.
what it is, that scale, you want that scale to show them quick results.
That's right.
I've been going to the gym for 2 weeks, this scale ain't working right. But see, that mirror is those organic results. It don't come as quick.
That's right.
One day you just gonna walk past the mirror, you're gonna be like, hold up.
You know, I ain't see
And
that.
then you're gonna see a picture from 6 months ago.
That's right.
And then you're gonna see a picture yesterday.
Man, my face is small.
Well, wait a minute, but that scale not showing you that.
That's right, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why I say inches, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that sometimes that's your business. Sometimes don't look, you pay attention to the scale so much. You're not, the inches is the relationships that you built.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sometimes we're looking at the bottom number sometimes, but don't look at the bottom number all the time. You know,
Right.
look at the relationships that you've built that's helping your business move forward. You
That's
get what
right.
I'm saying? Because sometimes, bro, you can't, some relationships, you can't put a dollar on it.
You can't.
You know what I'm saying?
You can't.
And that's what it is about entrepreneurship. It's about relationships.
Mhm.
You know, that's just real talk.
'Cause think about it. Even in our journey,
Mm-hmm.
I'll just connect the dots. Maurice Hobson, granddaddy was his principal, right?
Yep.
Granddaddy was his principal. Now watch this. Maurice gave us an opportunity, kind of linked with him. So some people was chartering a bus from up top, New York, New Jersey, for us to speak to them.
Mm-hmm.
Through that speaking engagement,
That's right.
came about 4 to 5 relationships that's helping us
That's
in
right.
different areas, in the documentary, in getting funds with grants and things of that nature.
That's
So
right.
that one relationship with Maurice, it started with Maurice and Granddad. It wasn't
And
even
then
us.
remember, Granddad is the one that told Maurice he has a gift in African American studies.
Right.
Now he's a doctor in
Right.
African American studies, a professor at Georgia State that done the
Georgia.
Manny Jackson documentary, did the Michael Vick documentary. He's
Right.
very well rounded. But that relationship, here you go, that relationship.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Help open doors for us. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So, boy.
And then and when the doors open, we got to go in there right.
Got to go in there right. We can't.
So when he opened the door for us and them people talked to us, they didn't want to leave.
They didn't want to leave. They came back to Atlanta telling him.
Right.
Came back to Atlanta telling him, man, we just enjoyed ourselves in Selma. Wow.
Right.
You know, so, you just, build those relationships, man. Don't look at the bottom number. Trust the process. Write the vision down. Make it plain and simple. And see what missions are important within the vision and attack that area. You know what I'm saying? And, that's just real talk. Find people, and I'm going to be honest with you, man. You're going to have different seasons of people within your vision. Some people going to fall off. This and that. Some people going to come and help you. Some people going to help you for a season and move on. That's okay.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody that's in the vision that's meant to help you is not there to be there the whole time. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? They just there for a season. Thank them for their season and move on.
And I'll say don't beat them up for only being there that season. They did their part. Because we got to get Ralph on the show. Ralph helped us fill out the paperwork matter of fact, Ralph texted me yesterday. Fill out paperwork for the foundation in 2017. He
walked us through it.
He walked us through it. Ralph said, he told me this probably a year in. He said, Mr. Reese, he called me Mr. Reese, and I hated that. But anyway, Mr. Reese, your circle is gonna change.
I called him a lie right in my dining room.
Mm-hmm. He said
Sure
your
did.
circle is going to change. You know, at the time we was like, nah, man, we got a solid circle, boy. We got people lined up in the right place. And it's nothing against that circle. We love them to this day. But some people have their own endeavors that they want to do and all this, but just
Right.
know everyone's not gonna have the same drive and everyone's not gonna be as committed, and they shouldn't be as committed as you.
That's you. If they more committed than you, something wrong.
Something wrong. So you let it be open to letting that circle change. Don't try to drag people with you.
That's
Even
right.
if it's your husband, your wife. You feel like you think, oh, we're gonna put them here and there. They not good and they not sure. You got to, try to come up with some funds and pay somebody to do the job, man.
Sometimes, man, people, you have to, even when people come in your circle and they want to do other things in their own career, you have to be willing to understand that you got to help them.
Correct.
Sometimes we feel like because people want to leave us and start their own thing, are they wrong? No.
Nah.
You should be happy.
Right.
I look at people that come from up under us and doing things, man. Great. Hey, I want to support you. You know what I'm saying? I remember we were doing music, man. We were taking some of our inner circle in Selma. And we had a gospel rock group, man, late 1990s, early 2000s, man. And we would take our CDs with our face on it, our pictures on it down to Selma, man. And not knowing some of the kids who do music, who started doing music, that was we impacted them.
Right.
It was like, man, I'm doing music and recording because y'all used to come down to Selma with y'all CDs. And I was like, wow, this really can be done. We ain't had no money.
Right.
We just had a little money we was making, going to the studio. I was 14 years old, man. I'm 37. 14 years old in the studio and working, trying to make music. You know what I'm saying? So
and I'll say this, and you segued into music, and it's crazy. One of the dudes I went to Cedar Grove with, I remember going to Cedar Grove with Mr. King, and after I graduated, I went back, and he was, every time I see Mr. King, he wanted me to sing. And I sung, and I remember I call him Jay. He said, his dad, I saw his dad in the grocery store. I remember him saying, man, I can't wait till my voice is like that. I saw his dad in Walmart the other day.
Okay.
He was like, what's going on, man? And he was like, you still singing? I said, yeah, man, I'm gonna sing you some songs, told him about granddad. And he said, man, do you understand how my son used to look up to you?
Yeah.
He said, do you understand how the reason he started singing, you were one of the reasons he started singing? And then another friend, Jeremiah of ours, he had a single. He had a single. I hit him up and I said, I like that, man. It's real open. I like your riffs you're doing on that. I like the traditional sound. He was like, man, that means a lot coming from you. And so when you saying what you're saying is sometimes, even in the musical journey, sometimes I have gotten discouraged. But then at the same time, you look around and you see, who have you impacted?
That's right.
And how you impact people. So don't be scared of the journey. Keep going. And I see Penny said great confirmation. Eddie Wilson said, hey, you must trust the process. And the station say, I do want the scale to show quick results. And her husband took the scale.
You right for taking it.
He's right to take it. I'll take that mindset on my entrepreneurial journey. Yeah, that's right. Kim Reese says, my pleasure, Penny. Yeah, so you never know who you impacted. That's why it's important you stay in the journey. You trust the process, man. It's important.
But man, bro, this is what people gotta understand about FD Reese's legacy, to bring it back to FD. And what people forgot. This is what makes his legacy so strong, is that because after the civil rights movement, the voting rights movement, he didn't sit in a chair and just do interviews.
Correct.
He impacted people personally.
Right.
Because he was a pastor for over 50 years, because he was an educator over 50 years, because he was on the city council, because he did not leave his community and go somewhere where he wasn't known. He stayed in his community and he impacted his community on a personal level. This is what makes, when you hear, every time someone see us in Selma, man, they got an FD Reese story.
Right.
He impacted so many people because of he was a humble man who
Mhm.
made a great impact, but stayed in his community to make more of an impact on their daily life and leave a memory or leave just them loving him and leaving a great impact in their mind when he passed on.
Right.
Granddaddy will always be in a lot of people's hearts because of what they know about him personally. Not
Personally.
about him signing a letter to bring Dr. King to Selma.
Right.
Not about him leading the first World's Teachers March. Not about
Mhm.
all the other things he did first for Selma, this and that. It was about, man, I remember Reverend Reese in church. I needed some money for this. Or I needed someone passed in my family and I needed for him to get up and come pray with us. Or
Mhm.
my child was going through something with the courts and he went and talked to the judge and this and that. It's
Mhm.
so many stories in that manner that makes F.D. Reese's legacy so strong, bro.
Right. He
You
like
know?
he like right. Granddad is like Quincy Jones. See,
Mhm.
a lot of people don't know the impact Quincy Jones made. They just think Thriller, and that's it. But then when you start looking at the Sanford and Son theme song, and you start looking at Fresh Prince of Bel-Air theme song,
That's
and then
right.
it lets you know, wait a minute, this guy was brilliant. But see, a lot of people. So then, if you ask generations now, well, who's the GOAT producer? You might not hear Quincy Jones. But then, if you look at a documentary of Quincy Jones, Dr. Dre said, "Hey, man, I
Mhm.
am not worthy."
That's right.
So then when you look at who you think are legends, is looking
Mhm.
up to him. That's what it is. And what Granddaddy did, he did it. Is not many people that can impact in a is like in a pop music way and a music way. That's Michael Jackson did. And see, that's what Granddaddy did. He impacted the nation because he was the man to bring the voting rights movement through Selma. I don't care what nobody say. But
Nope.
then he also, so that's the pop music, but see, he also did the R&B thing and he impacted on the ground roots. So that's
Mhm.
why his impact is so strong. So when no one, when they see us, really talks about the voting rights movement.
That's right. That's what a lot of
They
people don't know.
they
No,
don't.
it's
They don't
not
talk
just,
about no
that's
letters.
right. That's why
You know,
don't let none of that. Teachers Martin, none of that. Unless you talk to the ones that was in the march in the older heads. But when
Mhm.
you talk about people that's 50 and younger, they talk about him as a principal,
As a
teacher,
person. Right,
pastor, just
right,
a father figure. They talk about that FD Reese.
right,
We
right.
never talk about the Dr. King FD Reese when we in Selma.
Never,
We talk
never.
about the man personally that impacted them in a
Mhm.
personal way, bro.
Right,
And that's
right.
that's that's amazing.
Yeah, it's
That's
different.
amazing.
It's
That's
different.
right.
It's kind of like when people ask me about singing, and I always don't give me too much praise because Francis Reese,
That's right.
that's the real deal. I don't care
Yeah.
I don't care how many songs I can record and let it be known. I probably help Mama more now, and she's the reason I'm singing.
That's right.
But at the same time, I feel honored. Yeah, Mom, here go your part right here. Or yeah, Mom, when we was doing March, when we was recording March, I said, Mom, do it like this. I felt honored to do that. So
Do
when
that.
people
That's
try to
right.
come to me and say, "Oh,
Mhm.
you great, a great singer," I say, wait a minute,
That's right.
Francis Reese, the GOAT in my. You can't even. There's nothing you could say. No, there's nothing you can say about Francis Reese. So that's how Granddaddy, because Mama impacted me on a personal level when it
Mhm.
came to singing. So when
Mhm.
people hear me, they just don't know
That
that
mama. And
they
then,
knew I'm Francis
mama,
Reese.
then
Right.
people mama, they be like, it was a woman called Minnie Dower.
That's what I'm saying.
You start talking about Minnie
Right,
Thomas.
right,
Then you start talking about Peggy Dower, Jackie Dower, Mary.
right.
We start going down the line,
Going
Jean,
down the line.
all them. Is it
Yeah,
when they were singing, you just sat back and you were just happy to be in the room. It's like
exactly.
when Auntie Valley get to playing. I'm
That's
like a
it.
baby. Then when she
That's it.
told me to come and play, I'm like, really?
Right,
Then when she singing and enjoying me playing, I'm like, come on, man.
right.
Come on,
And
man.
then people will hear you play and be like, "This is great." And then
Wait,
the first
I
thing
mean,
you
I'd be like, oh no, this nothing. Let me
think,
take you to this person named Valerie R. Harris.
right, bro. Right.
You
And
know what I'm
so
saying? So
and
you're
that's
right.
and that's right. And that's how I feel about Mama. And I know that's how people feel about FD. So I understand that feeling because they feel like he impacted me so much. I'm not even deserving of the most praise that you're giving me.
Mm-hmm.
Let me take you to the guy that shaped me the way I am.
That's right, man.
You know what I'm saying? And
That's right.
so for Granddad, it's remarkable. It's a remarkable story. And when you know how when everyone asks us, I say I feel honored to even be a part of a journey like this. You know what I'm saying? So I
This
don't
our
take it
purpose.
lightly. Right.
This our purpose, and we build it like Alabama build. This is the reason why we named the show The Lineage. Because guess what? This show is not Marvin Allen Reese show. Because when you're a visionary, you see the future. One day, Marvin and Allen Reese won't be sending these chairs. It would be Faith, AJ, Zaria, Jalen, Jada, Malia. See, we understand that. Look, man, our kids know this. You best believe our kids know this history too now. Just as we're talking, we're preparing them. So one day they're gonna sit in these seats, talk about FD Reese, then use this platform for what they feel the black community should look like in the injustice that's going on. You know, this legacy right here, this lineage and legacy, not just FD Reese, but how can we speak about FD Reese legacy if ours are not aligning with his teachings?
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? So yeah, man.
Exactly.
It's like
but Granddad never threw in the towel.
Never.
And look, they broke for him a few times. He still didn't throw the towel in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Granddad, because if you ever heard him describe March 21st, 1965, when they were lining up, he would always start a story and he would say, "It's a great day." And then he'll keep talking about, and he said, when he was sitting on that platform and saw a sea of people when Dr. King made the speech in Montgomery on the 25th, saw that sea of people, I had a feeling of great triumph and victory. Now, he said triumph and victory, but that was in that season. It went over.
And this is a man who just lost his job.
Facts.
He was unemployed.
Facts, bro. He was unemployed.
But he felt like it was a great day. Come on, bro. Come on, man.
And so we want to encourage people, not even through Granddad's story, but even through our journey. We are facing some of the same battles that Granddad had faced. Now it may have a different face to it, but it's the same battles, y'all, because honestly, it's tough trying to listen. Just think about it. If you've been only taught and seen Martin Luther King and a sprinkle of John Lewis, just let's be honest. Now when you're trying to bring, and you're not only saying, hey, this is a guy that would just happen to be at the right place at the right time in a picture. No. What we're trying to get people to understand is he is the reason that it was there.
That's right.
So not only are you saying, hey, look at my granddaddy, but you're saying it would not have been possible without him. So you're going to get a lot of pushback. So, but I know people that's listening to us face those same journeys
every day.
And the first one in their family that's an entrepreneur.
That's right.
Probably your aunties and your uncles and your cousins say, no, you don't need to do that. You need to work that 9 to 5. Keep going.
Well, I would say to a person who is an entrepreneur, and maybe the first one in your family, you have to learn this. Your greatest supporters will be the ones you have never met.
Facts.
That's because the reason, auntie, uncle, they know you.
Right.
And what I mean, they know the flawed person. So this is why they hesitant. They are hesitant. So you got to understand that they're going to say what they're going to say until you prove them wrong.
Right.
But the person that doesn't know you only knows the product. So it's no proving them wrong because they don't know the flawed person. See, the product that they're going to support comes before the person. Now, if you mess up while they supporting you, getting your product, then you a flawed to them.
Mhm.
But see, the reason you got to prove to your family is because they know the flawed person. So now the flawed person got to prove that the product is worth supporting.
That's right, man. And it's crazy. It comes
So-
back full circle. And then what happens is the same auntie and uncle that told you work the 9 to 5, they're gonna come back and say, guess what? Auntie and uncle knew you were gonna
Yeah.
be something.
That's right.
And then you got to say, we'll appreciate it, auntie. But you know what I'm saying? And so
right.
it's you stay motivated, and you have to keep going no matter who is telling you not to do it. You have to have some self-awareness and say, man, I'm gonna keep going. I know it's just going through things of this nature. I know everybody out there that's trying to do something that's against the grain, man. Is trying to make something happen. So going into this next year, I would submit, block out all the negative energy, man. Block out all the negative, the negative vibes, and just keep going. Start this year off strong. It's next week, so prepare. You got a week. Well, you really ain't got a week. When the first is Sunday. So you got a few days to prepare. Write it down, like bro said. Write it down, man. Make the vision plain.
Look at it.
And hold yourself accountable to it. Hey, I want to be at this amount of money by in the first quarter. So January through March, this is what I want. Or even if it's not money, I want my business cards made by March. And walk in.
Network. Man, it's a lot of go. Eventbrite. Eventbrite should be your best friend. There's
That's
so
right.
many. I don't care what city you stay in. Eventbrite is a place, is a organization that people go to put their networking events on, and man, it's wonderful. And you can find free events. I understand you can't pay for, because a lot of things out there that cost, but you can find free events in your city that can help you network with people who doing the same thing you're doing, who's not jealous, and they're trying to see everybody work and elevate. Start out there, man, because I know I've been to a few of them events, and I still go. It's man, you meet some great people, man. You know.
Yep. Build your team. Get some like-minded people around you. It's very important. And we're learning that, and you know us, we're gonna spread the we're not gonna keep it from you. So we're learning things on our journey, how important the team is, and how important to stay in the race is, and how important is to keep a certain mindset. Cause me and bro talk about it all the time. Find you a good partner. We talk about it all the time.
All day, man.
Every day. So,
and I'm glad we got each other.
Yeah, man.
That will make us good. We got each other, man. At the end of the day, we brothers. We don't care what you think. We got each other back.
Yeah.
It's simple as that, man. So I don't care what you think. As long as I can look to the left or right to me, I see MJ with me, I'm straight. I don't care about your feelings and you all and your feelings about what we just said. We said truth.
Right.
The truth will set you free. And I just smile at them. You know?
Yeah.
Hey, I know people like, but where do you Reese boys come from?
Right. Like when they just born yesterday, when they get grown.
Hey, it was people going to other folks' Facebook page when they made the FD Reese Day in Selma talking junk. Me, LJ, I know you better than me. And I hit them up. I said, I'm right here. Now, whenever you want to talk about this, the things that you said, I'm right here. Let's discuss it. I never get a response back, because I want to meet in person and really have a logical conversation with these people who disagree with this in Selma, Alabama. Why do you feel that way? And I think once I'm able to put the facts out there for you, you can understand, like, you're right. Should be every day. But, I would appreciate it. If you don't like the things that I say, I would love for you to reach out to me and talk to me like an adult. Because, one thing my grandfather did teach us, and my dad and my parents, that, we've always been able to have conversations with each other. We know how to conduct ourselves and have good and great conversation, even in disagreement.
Right.
And that's very important. So I would love for people who disagree with what the Reese brothers have to say about FD Reese legacy in Selma, Alabama. Please come to me, because, we can all get along, but regardless how you feel, it's not going to change the way we move. You
Nah,
know,
it ain't. It's really not.
but more power to
Penny
you.
Penny said, "Amen, Allen." Well, you spelled it right the first time, Penny. That one right there, ALAN. Anastasia said, "Are utilizing it this year? Love Eventbrite." Yep.
Yeah, Eventbrite is
Yeah.
a great one. Can't go wrong
Mhm.
with it. Yep.
Right. Yeah. So.
And don't be afraid of social media. Anybody, and I would say this to other civil rights leaders, grandkids, or great grand. You know, I know a lot of the Courageous Eight family follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Man, don't be afraid of social media. If you want to share your parents, your grandparent or your parent's story, man, social media has made it a lot easier for us because we don't have to pay TV ads or radio ads. You know, you
Right.
just build your following once again from relationships. But you can't be afraid the way you talk. Look, I have a country slang, but guess what? It doesn't matter to me. You know, what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because you know I'm really past that. If you don't like the way I speak, oh well. You know, and I think we as a people sometimes with country slang, sometimes we have to overcome that. I don't like the way I talk. Well, that's the way you talk. Do you are you going to allow that to stop you from accomplishing your vision? No, I
Right.
choose not to. You know, I
Right.
just choose to
Exactly.
work on myself, on my
Mhm.
vocabulary, and the way I speak. I practice it. That's all you
Mhm.
can do. Get better at it, but
That's
don't let
right.
it stop you. Don't let it stop you. No, no, sir.
Yeah, same here. By my country slang, even when I record songs, man, I used to be like talking, and it just so happened, God has a sense of humor. So now I pretty much talk for a living. You see how
That's right.
how
There
that
you go.
works? You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But at the same time, I think what I have noticed is people, they respect and they are drawn to when you are authentic.
That's right.
Um, just to be honest, because I know when we talked to the people, I think I had on a shirt like this, a yellow shirt with a Courageous Eight jacket. I know some crowds we go in, we want to have our suit on, but I would just
Yeah.
meet, and a lot of times that helps. Like, okay, they have so much knowledge and they down to earth, so it's different rooms you can work, you can
Mhm.
walk in when you authentic, man, and people can sense that. They can sense that. So yeah, if I have a country slang here and there, understandable, but they not there for the slang or the country, they there for the facts. And when me and bro start spitting them facts at them,
And you know who helped us with that? One of our homies, man, Mr. 2 Weeks Out, Jason
yeah,
Lockdale. He
yeah,
told us, man, y'all talk y'all junk.
right,
You know, he'll see y'all post and be like, man, I'm proud of y'all.
right,
He'll say, look, don't worry about them folks, man. Share about your
Mhm.
granddad. Say what you got to say and leave it there.
Exactly,
I got to give
exactly,
Mr. 2 Weeks Out, Jason Lockdale, his props because if you know him,
right.
he don't care what he say. He
He
gonna
don't care
say
what
it,
he say.
you
Gonna
know.
say
He gonna
it.
say it. You ain't gonna do nothing to him. So
Hey, you should see our Instagram DM. I cannot show that. The amount of cussing in there.
I already know him, boy.
So yeah, it's you have to evolve with time, and it's yeah, it's good to have peers that can kind of help you. So man, just my final thought: go into next year strong. Start running now, so by the time January 1st hit, you already in that, man.
Yeah,
And
I'm sorry.
no, go ahead. That's it.
I would say my final thought is trust the process, man. Trust
Yeah.
the process, and just work. Just work.
Mhm.
Celebrate yourself. Sit back,
Yeah.
take a breather, and look what you've accomplished. But do not get I'm losing my words again. Do not get satisfied, or do not stay in that place. Do not get content. Keep
Mhm.
working. Sit
Yeah.
back, enjoy yourself. Then keep working. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You know, that's just trust the process and keep moving. You
And the
know.
stage, we got to get you your books. We got to get her books, man.
Okay.
Yeah, got to get her books and her pen. So yeah,
And you know,
um,
and the stage we starting the mentoring group, man, out there in Clayton County. I'm looking forward to that in top of the year, man. That's one of the most things I'm looking forward to.
that's
You know,
right.
continuing to instill in our young people, man. You know,
Mhm.
it's two places: the school system and the barbershop. You know, we be at the barbershop getting on the mamas, man. They bring them boys in there. We getting on the mamas, like, man, stop bathing them boys. You know, leave them here. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? They looking
Right.
at us crazy. But go get your nails done. We got them. You know,
Right.
so you know that's I'm looking forward to that, man, because we are responsible for the next generation.
Yeah.
If they fail, we fail because
Right.
we didn't spend time and instilled in them.
Right.
That's just how I feel.
That's fact. So next year, y'all know what we got coming up. Double Good top of it. Matter of fact, next week we're gonna start talking about the Double Good fundraiser. Matter of fact, my wife gonna do what I tell her, and she gonna come on here and she gonna talk about the fundraiser coming up. I know she's listening. And we also got keep booking the tours. Tuesday, every Tuesday, the Zoom meet. You know, me and bro, we gonna keep working. It ain't gonna stop. Everything we gonna let y'all know everything that comes up. We appreciate everybody that's been donating. Appreciate the support. Everybody that's been on the podcast. All the guests. We're gonna let all the guests know. Even the listeners, y'all can come out and join in. With the 50th show celebration. We'll keep y'all on that information for that. Get the book the tour, and keep on rolling, man. And a happy new year. We will see y'all next year. And when you have ideas or any type of businesses, put them in the chat, man. We'll share them for you, even if it's your cousin or your auntie business. Put it in the chat. If you want us to be a guest, we got a podcast. We definitely there. Not a problem. So, like I said, all hearts and minds are clear. That's one of them. That's one of them church. The benediction. Yeah. Look, Google that if you don't know what the benediction is. Don't become stagnant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're 100% right. If all minds and hearts are clear, man, we will see y'all next year. Until then, much love and much peace.